So after living basically across the street from each other, we ended up in New York years later, still Facebook friends, and still haven't met. Today, we will be talking about how we met from the very beginning. If you're new to our channel and you want to learn how to maintain or form healthy relationships, or you just want to follow us along on our journey, hit that subscribe button. If this is not your first time, then it's about time you hit it.
Yeah, that's usually my line, but I'll let it slide. Well, yeah, welcome to our channel.
I think that it would be an interesting story to share with you all.
So the first time we met was in August of 2008.
So somehow, somebody friended somebody, and we became friends.
I think she friended me though, because she couldn't resist.
But we never actually met in person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see the friend since however long. I can see that, but he can't see it. So
Yeah.
who friended who? I don't know what the rules are.
Ah.
I don't know what the rules are. But if you know, you can comment down below. I grew up in an area in Jamaica called Patrick City. And Marcus grew up.
I was living at the time in Whitney Drive in Corville. What do you call that area?
You remember?
Washington Gardens. That's what they call that area. It's pretty close to Patrick City too.
Yeah, it's like right across the street.
Yeah.
Like literally. So that's where we were most of our lives, and we became friends on Facebook in 2008. So after living basically across the street from each other, we ended up in New York years later, still Facebook friends, and still haven't met. So as we're living in New York, we both happen to also find the same religion. And of all the Seventh-day Adventist churches in New York City, because let me tell you, there's a lot.
Yeah.
We ended up going to the exact same church.
So I was going to a different church at the time. In early 2009, I was going to a different church. And I found that when we were studying the commandments and different things like that, they would overlook the fourth one. That's the fourth commandment. And I said, I think I should look into this some more, because it is crazy that they would explain every other commandment except the fourth one. So I went, did some research, I found, got some information on it, and the November of that year, I was invited to this church, right? And it is so crazy because the fourth commandment speaks about the Sabbath, and this church that I was invited to is a Seventh-day Adventist church. So I don't think that was a coincidence. So from there on, I actually got baptized in 2010 at that Seventh-day Adventist church, the same one I met her at.
Yeah, so for me, my story is a bit different because I've always had a relationship with that church ever since I was younger. I've had family that were baptized and grew up in that church, so I kind of knew that this was gonna be my home church. So while he was getting baptized in 2010, you said?
Yeah.
I was still in high school. So then I go off to college.
And in 2013 is when I left.
In 2013, I got baptized.
Ooh, yeah.
When did you leave?
When did you leave? I always wonder, why didn't I see your baptism? I left late June because I was supposed to get to Atlanta for some meeting in July. So I left in June, late June, got to Atlanta, preparing for the meeting. And then from there, went to Florida.
After going back and forth and only being at church in summertime and wintertime and any holidays and stuff, I finally moved to New York.
Fast forward a couple of years later, I moved back to New York in August. Wow. Okay, August 2008, August 2017. Okay, I see what God is doing there. But anyways, so I moved back to New York, and my first time going back to church was August 6th. 5th. Oh boy, I keep getting it wrong. 6th was the okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. So August 5th, and I walked through the back door. I went through the back, walked through the back door, and I saw these two young ladies. Three? It was you. What's actually crazy about that day? Because I intended on coming to that church in the morning, but a friend of mine asked me to do the children's story. I just landed in New York, and my friend was like, okay, good, you're here. I need you to do children's story for me at my church. And so I was like, okay, he's a good friend of mine, very good guy. So I said, you know what, okay, I'll do it. I didn't expect to be there that long, but it was good. So I'm happy I stayed there. But God's timing is always great enough.
If you came, you probably wouldn't have met me.
Yeah,
because you had to come late.
Church.
You had to be coming through the back door at that time.
At that time, can you imagine?
At least that day, you wouldn't have met me.
But that day, at that time,
I suppose.
I don't think, bro. I to be honest, because we connected on that day.
You're jumping.
It was like
he's jumping.
Like,
okay, so
like,
after
I didn't see anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
After he comes in the church,
I knew one of your friends, so I think that was like the a bridge in terms of commonality. There, I knew her, so I was kind of like, oh, hey,
what's up? I remember you.
Yeah, like, oh, you're eating fish? What? I didn't know that they do this here. No, because before I left, I didn't.
Yeah, the church didn't usually make meat being eaten. Okay, we're not discussing that. We're discussing how we met.
Yeah.
Okay, then you get a chair.
Yeah, I did.
And you put it to the side, and it so happened that he put the chair like right in front of me. Like, okay, so like I was at the corner of the table, and like on the side, like you could put your chair right on the side. He put the chair on the side, and then he sits like to the wall. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah, like your back was to the wall, and so he was looking directly in my face.
Yep.
And then I don't know, I was just eating my food, and then he was there, and then it's like I look at him, and it's like.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna do this.
No, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell him.
I'm not gonna do this.
No, you gotta tell him.
Nah, you don't need any more ego stuff.
You can tell him.
No, you don't need. Okay, fine.
Okay, good.
Right. So I was like eating, and when a guy distracts you from food, it's serious. It's serious.
I mean, because I'm a whole meal.
It had nothing to do with that. I felt like I seen him before somehow. I don't know what it was, but I was like, it was just like annoying. I was like, I've seen you before somehow. And then he was looking at me like, maybe I might have seen this girl. I don't know. And then we were kind of like vibing off of that for a while. And then I guess the conversation went to let's be friends. So like we talked the entire lunchtime. Yeah. Not just me and him, like me, him, and my friends.
Yeah.
And then at some point in the conversation though, they kind of didn't because I remember this part was just me and you. So you asked me if I was on Facebook or something. And then I told you my name. You searched it up, and then you were like...
Wait. I think there was something...
No, you didn't ask me anything. He was over there in the corner, and he was...
Yeah.
He asked me my name, right?
I remember this.
This is what happened. He asked me my name. That's it.
I mean, you gotta be...
He went on Facebook by himself, his back turned to the wall and stuff, so I can't see anything. And he was looking me up, and he was like... this is weird, because you know when you look up somebody, it's like you're not seeing a profile, you're just seeing like this person is already my friend, but you didn't even realize that yet. So then he was like, I can't find you on Facebook. He was like, you're on Facebook? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I can't find you. So then he turns the phone around. I'm like, that's my profile. You can already see. How can you already see?
You were like, wait, you're not supposed to see my profile.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be seeing my profile, because when
she was like, this is weird.
Because I was like, I don't give. This is a random stranger here. Like, I don't know you like that. I don't even want you to be my friend.
How am I a stranger and I knew you from 2008, bro?
Okay, relax. So I didn't know him, like, actually. So I didn't want him to get in my private, I get it, social media, which is a public profile and all, but I was like, I wasn't like scared, but it was just like, how are you my friend? And we just met. Like, this is weird. And then he started looking at my profile.
Of course, hey.
And stalking me in front of me.
Yeah. Because I'm bold like that.
And then it was just weird. It was just like, we just like, it wasn't even like I was nervous or anything. We just connected like instantly. And it wasn't like, oh my gosh, you're like the love of my life and I just want to marry you. I had none of those thoughts. There was only one thought that I had, and it was like, I feel like I know you. And I said that like, I don't even know how many times. I was like, I feel like I know you. Mm-hmm. And then he
said it quite a few times.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're connected. I didn't say those exact words, but I was like, we are connecting. Like, I do feel it, you know?
Yeah, and it was weird, so I don't know.
For me, it was refreshing, to be honest, because
now thinking about it, it's freaking me out.
Why is it freaking you out?
Because that's freaky.
No, it's not. For me, it was refreshing because I'm like, we connected. And it was like, the conversation was just going and it was just flowing and flowing and flowing. To be honest, we could have stayed there and talked for like, we actually was talking for hours. And we could have stayed there and talked for a longer period of time.
I don't even remember how the conversation ended, because ever since I met him, it's been a long conversation. It just kept going. I
remember how the conversation, how our conversation got disrupted. Oh. It was when you
Oh, I remember.
Yes.
Oh, I remember. Okay, so this is crazy. So, and then this was like, see, this is good. Okay. So right when I back then I was starting up this tutoring business. It really wasn't anything crazy. I literally just started this up. I literally just sent out like one flyer around, and like at that day when we were done eating and stuff, I got a call, and yeah, you don't do business on a Sabbath, but that's when I got the call and I answered my phone. And the person was like, hi, do you tutor blah, 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 blah? And I was like, yes, but like I just did this. Like I just put this out there. So like, why are you calling me right now? Like, but then I was so excited. And like, I remember I turned to you and I was like, you don't realize what's happening right now. I literally said those exact words. I was like, you don't realize what's happening right now. Like, I just got my first client for tutoring. So like I met him, and then everything just.
Listen. You see when a man coming at your heart.
No, it's not about you.
When a man who is walking with God comes in your life,
I think this is where this video is gonna end. I think
he brings blessing. Let me tell you. Hey, listen. What? No, for real. Like. Don't worry, honey. You brought me blessings too.
Yeah.
You did.
But I'm just telling them this part. Like, this is how we actually physically met after knowing each other. Well, after being Facebook friends for 10 years and living close to each other and getting baptized in the same church and leaving New York and coming back to New York and met up again at the same church.
Well,
how much years later?
Yeah. But I wanted to tell my side of this, the day that I met you. Because, you were the one that kept me there. I mean, obviously. But, when I walked through the door, I did see my friend, whom I knew, for years before.
And that friend was my friend, too.
Yeah.
For years.
Look at that. Look at the connections, huh? But, yeah, I saw her, but I definitely saw you. your presence. Man, I could just feel
You know
it.
you're already married to me, right? You don't have to sweet talk.
No,
like
but
that.
you see the thing is,
You alright?
I feel sweet talk, yo.
You alright?
Alright, man, but I'm remembering that day. It was a wonderful day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm remembering how I felt when I saw you. I was like,
But you weren't into me like that.
So, I told her I wasn't like, because I'm like, hey, what's up? I wasn't like trying to like, be an open book where you could just read everything. No, like, just keep the book closed and then I'll reveal everything to you in my own time. When I first met you, you were glowing with confidence, if that's a way that I can put it. Like, she was just glowing, like confidence was just beaming off of her, and I was like, yo, this is attractive. I'm like, yo, this is like, it's like drawing me in. I'm like, yeah, pull me, girl. But yeah, no, but she became
don't know what you're talking about. But...
She became very intriguing to me. It was like, yeah, because you were like, yo, I mean, bruh, you look good. Yeah, bruh. I remember what you were wearing too.
That did come here, so praise God.
But you see, I find you beautiful, whatever, bro. In whatever state, you are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Here we go.
And I am beholding this beauty. Hello. She's always beautiful to me, no matter what. Okay? And
so we can't trust how I did look that day, guys. We can't trust it.
Listen, she was
Maybe I'll find a picture and I'll put it on the screen. No, so you can see, because I remember which day that was.
Weren't you in like a black and brown or?
Good job.
Yeah,
good job.
Yes. Come on, girl. What you talking about?
Okay.
What you talking about? I have never actually encountered a young woman with that much confidence. And I've told you this before.
Thanks, baby. I think that's what people want me to say right now. Thanks, baby. So I think this is where we're gonna end this part of how we met.
We really didn't show interest that day either. So
yeah. So this is just us meaning finally crossing paths in a physical sense, and now we'll see where the story goes.
So if you'd like to see where the story goes,
of course,
please click subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when we upload that video. You get what I'm saying?
And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see or hear more of, our stories. So that's all for now. Until next time,
keep going steady.